right, so that should be the ticket. All right, there we go. What's going on, party people? There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, I hear you, phone. I hear you, phone. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, party people. I didn't even realize I had this thing. My lives on my phone were up there as unlisted, so nobody. Sorry about that. So nobody could was getting a notification. I'm sitting here thinking that YouTube done put some kind of shadow ban on me or something. What's going on, Stephanie? So yeah, I'm out here in the. Ooh, I wish I could show y'all, but I'm way out here in the country. What's going on, party people? Yeah, what's going on, Philly girl? Michelle J. Yeah, I've been trying to do lives with y'all on YouTube for the last couple of weeks, and I didn't realize that the phone had defaulted to unlisted, meaning the video was unlisted. So I'm recording, talking, and I ain't seeing anybody pop in, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I just had to stop and take another look and realize that it wasn't set to the right parameters and all of that. So I'm out here just finished doing a house inspection, and when I say I'm out in the country, hey, what's going on, Erica Anna? What's going on, Wanda? I'm way out here. And what's interesting, I happen to notice that none of the houses got any trees. So they've cut down the trees all around these houses. So the houses just got full-blown sun beaming down on them. No shade whatsoever. But what I found also interesting is that no one, from what I can see, has solar panels. And they got full sunlight hitting the house, which to me would be a perfect place to get that solar energy. But nobody has any solar panels out here, and these houses are spread out nicely too. I mean, these are some nice little McMansions out here. But I find it interesting that nobody out here in the country, and if y'all look in Suffolk on Kings Drive, I think that's what it's called, and Anthony Place, that's where I'm at. I'm way out here in Suffolk. Yeah, called Summer Creek Estates. And you know they fancy when they are estates. So I'm way out here in the boonies. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on, see the turtles out there sunning and everything. Actually, this is some good spot to go fishing, to be honest with you. And I ain't gonna lie, if I had my fishing poles with me right now, I will pull off to the side of the road. Hey, what's going on now? Sorry if there's a little bit of a glare from the sunlight over here. I don't know, it looks glarish to me, so it's causing me not to see when people are saying, so what's going on, Shannon? And somebody just said, Shelly. All right. Yeah, so I figure I just hop on here, chat it up with y'all. I got a long drive home. These people think I'm crazy out here driving. I don't know where I'm going. 41 minutes to get home. And I chatted up with y'all last night. I did a video. Okay, they got solar panels. Okay, and just wanted to chat it up with y'all, see how everybody's doing and everything. It's an interesting time for us in this business. We trying to make it last, and it will last. I mean, we're going to survive. So please don't get discouraged and everything. We're going to survive. Shoot, I just picked up another signing, so that'll be 23 between the 1st and the 15th. And if you saw my video from last night, you saw how I was talking about how I like to try to do $4,000 worth within the first 15 days. And primarily, at least for my area, it's a buttload of orders that start coming out at the end part of the month. And I've already seen some and I missed them. For whatever reason, my notifications, I don't know why I couldn't hear them. The volume was turned up and everything, but I missed a couple of notifications for orders for like the 20th and the 24th. So got to keep an eye out. So I'm starting to see orders come in for the rest of the thing. Get busy with, yeah, I mean, yeah, the community. And see, this is what people been telling y'all, not you, Philly girl, but this is what people been saying the whole time. And that's why, like on Instagram, if y'all go and look at my Instagram, I had a little bit of a rant earlier this week, and basically talking about the fact that some of the information or advice or guidance that people was giving folk was a little bit on the elitist side. And when you say, well, what do you mean by elitist? Meaning very, very uppity, like, you know, I don't do this except unless this situation, my website and Google keeping me busy. Great. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm working with her site up. Me and Miss Ada be helping her get her stuff popping and everything. And then Q, he's been helping people get their stuff up, and it's been working, you know, getting that stuff. Shelly, if you can't find anyone, yeah, you can lease a printer. Again, these are things that we should have knocked out, but that EA, this advice where it made everybody like, you peasants who take orders below this amount, now those people are coming down to our level. They're coming down to the common folks level of, oh yeah, I can do those orders too. I don't have a problem going into the hospital. I'd be more than happy to go into the hospital and do a signing for $5. Okay, you know, or whatever, you know, I'll just do it. Yeah, and all of a sudden, all that upcharging people been doing. I can't remember whether it was on this channel or Instagram, but people love tipping. People love having the power to tip. And when you raise your price and have your price so that a person can't even tip you, you know, they're like, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. So my prices are at a point where I'm gonna do it fairly. My travel fee, the per stamp, you know, notary fee that Virginia allows me to charge, and I leave the door wide open for people to do what? Tip me. And they love tipping. There are people out here that love throwing a 5 spot or a 20 spot on you. Okay, I did a signing I shared with y'all about a month ago at the hospital in the middle of the night. Well, not really too in the middle of the night, but in the evening, and it was only going to be $25. I walked out of there with 110 because the lady gave me 60. She's like, keep the change. I said, yes, ma'am. Then the guy who called me, he gave me another 50 on top of that. You know, and I'm sitting here like, oh, I need to sit up here? Yeah, for a wheel, and that's what it was. We did a wheel. Yeah, for a wheel, it's $400. Y'all got to find the right justification, because there's also rumors, not even rumors, it's actually happening. The consumers are starting to question, why am I being charged this much? And they're complaining to the state that notaries are overcharging them. Consumers are complaining that notaries are overcharging them. So if you come across somebody like me as a consumer and I say I'm gonna charge you well under $400 to do a simple power of attorney or will and stuff like that, and then you go price check with somebody else and they talking $400, $500 and all of that for the same service, they're like, okay, what's the justification? That's just what I charge. That ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly. Not with 8.5% inflation. What's the charge? Well, my gas. Okay, well, but you was charging $400 when the gas prices weren't this. You see what I'm saying? So you notaries, stop using that gas as an excuse to overcharge people, because you was overcharging people before the gas prices went up, and you know it. And mentors and people like that was telling you to overcharge folk. So it ain't got nothing to do with gas. I did a video and talked about fueleconomy.gov, showed you how much gas you're spending when you drive. If you stop acting like you NASCAR when you're driving, you won't be burning up so much gas. And just because it costs you $40 to fill your tank up when you went to go do an order because you didn't fill your gas tank up a couple of days ago when you should have, that $40 that you spent to fill your gas tank up is not counted in the cost to do the order. It didn't cost you $40 in gas to do the order. Did you spend $40 just before you did the order? Yeah, but it did not cost you $40 to do the order in gas, okay? That's the thing. And oh, okay, I see where this pulled me out at. Oh, okay, yeah, I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even need my GPS anymore. I know exactly where I'm at. You know, so that's one of the things. Let me see what my comments are saying here. It says, I just watched a video with someone saying we need to stop taking look, you need to block them. I'm serious. They've been saying that for the last 4 years. They've been saying that for the last 4 years. We need to stop taking your low-ball orders. You need to stop taking. Okay, well then you take the orders that you need to take. Look, if you connected with somebody who cannot pay you, keep paying you the high fee, you got to talk to them. If I was with a company and all of a sudden they're going to pay me less, I need to talk to them and have why? What's going on? Why you got to pay me less? What's going on? What happened? You know, what's going on with the fees? And I'm having a hard time believing that just because, well, okay, let me put it this way. Let's just say it is true that because there's so many notaries out here and the notaries are willing to just take an order to get going, that the company said, well, we'll just pay them $60. Well, why do we have so many notaries in here? Because people have marketed and advertised to come into this business. If folk would have kept their mouth shut, and I know shut ain't probably the right word, if people would have kept quiet or not done so much elaborate marketing and outlandish claims of how much money, wouldn't have such an influx. You don't sit up there and throw throw the information out there like, oh yeah, you can make all this money, and give no guidance, no disclaimers, no parameters whatsoever. You just come out saying you can make all this money, and then you got all these little Cheshire cat, grinny faces people and everything just smiling. Yeah, I'm making all kinds of money. Woo, I'm making money. I'm making bank. I done quit every job I ever had to do notary business. Woohoo! But then they don't tell you the truth that their wife was an escrow officer, their cousin owned a mortgage processing business. They worked in the mortgage industry for 15, 20 years. You get what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like, y'all just making up stuff, getting people, and then you're spending all, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble with people, but you're spending all your time pushing people to take courses, and then you're telling them again, like I've always said, take this course, but don't go make money. But none of these people are doing anything, have the ability to do anything to encourage the companies to select you. Then when they do select you, you jack the daggone signers up. So you gotta stop this here bumping your gums about stop taking lowball orders. Okay, we can stop taking those orders. Nobody take the orders, okay? Nobody take not a single order. The next time an order come in under 100, nobody takes them and see what happens. See how broke your behind beat in. Just let that sink in. All these people, see, I would love to have a daggone debate with those folk. I'm serious. I would love to have a debate with those people. Not coming on my channel as a comment commando, just dropping some little, some verbiage that they heard was said on a Facebook group or whatever, but have a real grown person debate. They bring their facts and figures, I bring mine, and we just have it out and let the people decide. That's really what I would love to do. Now, I know nobody wants to have that because we're supposed to be such an upstanding community of people who are, so righteous in our behavior, but it's time out now. It's time to just take the gloves off and just have an all-out discussion and stop fronting. And it's like, okay, if prove to me that this is such and such. Let's call these companies up. I mean, because y'all keep saying the same company. Well, you know, people in your areas, you know, they want to take $60. Look, let me tell y'all a story. Let me tell you how people be just making up stuff. When my kids was little, I was getting some diapers, and I can't remember which brand, but I'm gonna just make up a brand. Okay, I'm driving by this place called Blue Hippo. So Blue Hippo diapers. When we had our first son, Blue Hippo diapers had the diapers in there. They had 30 diapers, okay? And then all of a sudden, it went from 30 diapers down to like 24 diapers. But the price went up. So I'm like, wait a minute. You giving me less diapers, but the price goes up. So the cost per diaper just skyrocketed, and you reduce the amount of diapers that I'm getting by 6. So I go from 30 down to 24. What the heck is going on here? Yeah, Notary Cafe is ultra negative. That's why I don't mess with them no more. So, and those are more, and a lot of times those are senior notaries. Those are the people who've been in the business even longer than me. So here's what, now I call, and so the way I am now, y'all, don't think that it's strange. I've been this way my whole life. When I was daggone in the daggone incubator at NICU, you know, NICU, when the baby ward, I was sitting up there questioning the doctor. I was like, why you hit me on my right cheek instead of my left and everything, you know? I mean, I question every daggone thing. So I asked the lady, I called the diaper company. The lady said, yes, the customer service. I'm like, you know, if you have a complaint. So I called to complain, and she said, what's the problem, sir? I said, I'm trying to figure out why I got to pay more for diapers but get less. I would be okay with paying a higher price for the same amount, but y'all reduced the amount of diapers and you're charging me more. I want to know why. This is what this woman told me, and it has nothing to do with her being a woman, but this is what she told me. Yeah, it's a waste of money. Notary Cafe is a waste of money. People just get mad at me for saying that, but they a waste of money. The lady told me, she said, well, sir, we did a survey and found out that people wanted less diapers per pack. I was like, wait a minute. So because a few folk said that they want less diapers in the pack, you drop the number of diapers that I'm going to get, but you raise the price. I'm like, so why did you raise the price? Why not reduce the price? Because if you're saving on plastic, the packaging size, meaning less plastic that you use and less diapers, why did the price goes up? Well, that's what the people wanted. And I'm saying this to say that people will tell you anything to justify what they're doing. You don't have any way to prove or disprove that people really did want less diapers. I mean, you got kids that's pooping all day, every day, and you want to get less diapers? I'm like, come on, lady, are you for real? I'm like, are you really telling me that people wanted less diapers and to pay more for them? And she literally told me yes. She told me yes. That's why we did it, because we was informed through our survey that customers wanted less diapers and was willing to pay more for. I'm like, so fast forward all the way now to this. That's why I have a hard time believing these companies when they say, oh yeah, the notaries in your area, they want to be paid just $60. Are there people who are willing to take an order for 60? Yes, because they're trying to just get out there, because the companies who are willing, who can pay 95 and more, 120, 125, 150 and all of that, they have a stricter requirement, and they're not going to just throw money out there to a new notary sometimes. So they're a little iffy. And we don't have a system in place where you can get some real live experience doing loan closings and everything. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing the notary success system. And yes, I'm very methodical about what I'm doing. And yes, I wanted to get this started on January 1st, but I take my time on doing stuff. I got to make sure that it's done right, because now that the economy is shifting, or really the notary, I want to make sure I get the pricing right, and I got to find a fair way of pricing it, because I don't want to, because what I was going to charge, I don't think it would be fair for me to charge that, and everything, with people not getting the work that they was getting. So I don't want to overcharge somebody, and then they're sitting here like, okay, yeah, I paid this price, but I ain't really I ain't getting the work. Not that they can't use what I will teach them, but they can't get the work. So I don't want to overcharge anybody and put any burden and stress on people. That's why I even dropped the membership price down for my YouTube channel, because I don't want to overburden people financially, because I don't like being overburdened financially. So I'd rather delay doing something and make it as fair as I can and affordable than just hop out there and then have y'all doing all these exposure videos on me talking about, yeah, I mean, Griff, he did good, and, I learned something, but, that price he charged me, that was just too much, and I ain't even getting no orders, and it's all because Griff. When people ain't getting no work and making no money, they blame the last person they came across, and I ain't got time for that. I'm serious. Maybe make the notary take an assessment test to see. Well, yeah, that part is also applicable. But see, here's the crazy part. I think the NNA should do it. But the NNA hasn't really done that. It's just that there's these odd, differing requirements, that companies have that has nothing to do with notary stuff. That's why I say, as long as the notary knows how to notarize, we good. But when you look at some of the companies, when you look at what they're trying to test you on, or see that it really has nothing to do with you properly notarizing documents. It's all of the ancillary stuff. Do you understand where to find the interest rates? Do you understand this? Do you understand that? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand the contents of the document? And even once a person does learn the contents of the document, the problem is they don't know how to notarize. And like last year, I did 120 different companies. It's difficult to learn everybody and remember everybody's method in which they want documents done, or the way they do documents, and all of that. Just like yesterday, I did a trustee, and this company, they explicitly said the people cannot sign with trustee verbiage at all. Even though there's trustee verbiage on the signature line, they cannot sign with trustee verbiage under no circumstance, or it has to get re-signed. So I had to spend my whole time doing the signing, reiterating like a broken record that don't sign with trustee, don't sign with trustee. I had to make sure, and I had to really watch, because that's what they said. And we got through it, everything's done, documents shipped off. But other companies, and I've done probably about 30 different trustee closings, and out of that, maybe only 5 actually said don't have them sign with trustee verbiage or the full verbiage. So that's more important than anything. You see what I'm saying? Nobody talks about the trustee verbiage. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. You will now that they watching my video. Now everybody gonna be teaching. Yeah, I can teach you about trustee verbiage for $300. So they're gonna slide that into their training now. Trustee verbiage, guaranteed. Watch, about 3 weeks, you'll see that all of a sudden popping up on Instagram and everything. They're gonna be hitting you up, man, for trustee verbiage training. But what I'm saying is, if we understand what we're supposed to do in accordance with our state law as a notary, we should be good. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's the important part. So hey, let's take an assessment. My thing is this: why do I need to take an assessment? And what are you assessing about me if I paid money to take a training that somebody told me to take that was on the internet, that's non-NNA? So if I took training from them, and now I go to this signing company or this title company directly or however, And now you want to test me also? So do you not trust the training that I said that I took? That's the question. Why do you feel that I need to be tested again and again and again and again? It's like every 10 minutes I got to keep being tested to prove that I know what I'm doing. And again, what am I being assessed on? My notarial stuff or how I deal with the documents? That's the question, because if it's about, because see, neither one can fully be taught by most of these people who run in training programs, because they don't know all the various title companies and escrow companies and how they do their documents, and they don't know how, you know, each state law is. And you say, well, we'll give you the synopsis or just the summary of the documents, but there are documents in there that are company specific. And if you don't understand and if you don't have the right cognitive ability to read and do something on the fly and describe that document and break that document and be able to, like, okay, read the document, comprehend it, and give a summary in 2 minutes or less, because you've never seen this document before and you got the documents late and you didn't have time to prep them, you got to be able to sit here and say, okay, I'm reading this document. What is this? Like when COVID-19 hit, you know, and like one of the documents, nobody has any training on this document. They will now after hearing me, but no one has any training on this document. And I've talked about it in my loan doc overview stuff. The disbursement, you know, the COVID-19 dispersing. Sorry if there's a lot of noise here. This gravel road. Let me get over here on this smooth side. There we go. That's better. I'll just get on the slow side, nice and smooth. But the document where they disperse funds prior to recordation, nobody, when that came out, I ain't see nobody do a training, not even me, about that. And the reason why I never did anything, because if you read it, it's simple enough. All that document means is, because of COVID-19, they're going to disperse the funds prior to recordation. And when somebody questioned me about it, and I really didn't know what to say, I called up either the title, I called up somebody, and they explained it. And basically all that document means is, due to the fact that COVID-19, courthouses are on reduced hours, and because they're on reduced hours or reduced staff, they will, you know, it could take longer than the normal 3-day period to record the deed. So what the banks are doing is releasing the funds, authorizing the release of the funds to pay off the existing mortgage within that 3-day right to rescission, primarily on the refinances. I was like, got it. But who did any training on that? Which, my bad, y'all, I probably should have, but I did talk about it a couple of times in other videos. But the document is so simple when you really read it. It explains exactly what you're supposed to do, or the purpose of the document and why they're signing it. Just them acknowledging that they know that the funds will be released prior to your deed being recorded, which means as soon as those papers are signed and scanned back or received via delivery, they can release the funds right then and there prior to your 3-day right to rescission. And that is what has happened. Like I told y'all about the guy the notary who told the man, oh, well, you need to go talk to your other company, your current loan company, about when you're going to get your escrow check, which you don't never tell them to do that, because the escrow check is automatically released within 30 days of the closing or when they receive it. You see what I'm saying? So, and then what happened was, that guy, when he went to do the right to cancel, they had already paid off his loan. He did it on a Thursday. That Friday, they paid off his existing loan. So when when Monday morning came around, it was over. It was like, nah, we don't have your loan anymore. Yeah, we said we'll refinance you to lower than what they were, but your loan's been paid off. That's the whole purpose. So what I'm saying is, what am I being assessed on? What are you trying to see that I know? And is it something that I should be doing in the first place? Now, in my opinion, and I just finished doing my NNA training again, I love the training because it tells us straight up what we are supposed to do as notaries. And I'm telling you, anybody who's a notary trainer out there, You listen, if you have taken the NNA's training, you need to mirror, I won't say necessarily mirror, you need to bounce what you're trying to teach people off of what the NNA says, okay? You need to bounce what you're saying off of what the NNA says. So when you're telling somebody they need to operate as an escrow officer or take on the role of the escrow officer, the NNA doesn't say that. So now there's a conflict there. Which way do you go? You get what I'm saying? This is just, to me, some common sense stuff. Let's see what some of the stuff's saying. What's going on? What's going on? You know, right, the NNA is telling us we're not supposed to be the escrow officer or settlement agent, none of that. The NNA also says in their training, in their signing agent training, that any instructions that you receive, that you follow, should not break state law, should not have you go against state law. So way back when, I was saying to everybody, any training, anything that you receive should encourage you and move you in the direction of staying in compliance with your state law. I don't see how difficult that is for people to understand, because that's what we swore an oath to. So we swore an oath to do that. Why am I being trained and assessed differently? That's the question. And I'm not trying to stop people from making money as trainers. I'm saying, let's do the stuff right. So if you're saying, well, I'm gonna train you, but I really don't know all these individual state laws, then maybe you need to back down and find something that you can train that doesn't cause people to go against state law. But then when you really start looking at all the various trainings and you take out of the notary specific stuff, everybody's teaching the same thing. You go to this person, he's teaching this. You go to that person, she's teaching that. But when you really look at it, it's basically the same thing, just their different perspective. They're teaching how to operate in an escrow state. They're teaching how to operate in an attorney state. Which state are you in? Well, I'm a title producer state. Well, that's something totally different. This is what business owners need to do, and this is what you have to do as a business owner to ensure that you have the right information so you can move your business forward. It is your responsibility to make sure you're being trained right, but it's, in my opinion, also the responsibility of the trainer to let people know what the limitations of what they're teaching is. So when you go to if you go to a particular school, I mean, when you go to law school, Harvard Law, you're going there to be a lawyer. They should not be, there's a limitation on what they're teaching. They're not going to teach you how to be a medical doctor. Harvard Law is not going to teach you how to be a medical doctor. MIT is not going to teach you how to be a lawyer. They're going to teach you how to be a daggone engineer and go out there and make stuff that floats in the air and sorts out documents and get things signed automatically with the brain. Just thinking about it, and next thing you know, all your documents are signed. Teach, okay? Even within the religious realm, everybody has Baptist, Methodist, Muslim, Orthodox Jew, all of that Southern. Everybody's like, this is what we teach. So there's a limitation in what people can teach via their communication method, and those arenas, they tell you this is what we at, this is what we believe, and this is what we're going to teach you. When you come into the notary realm, it's what I say, hey, you can just use it anywhere, everywhere, and that's not necessarily the case. That's why I love for people to connect with Laura Brewer, because she's doing the state specific stuff. She's taking the time out to learn what your state needs, and then she's teaching you that stuff. That's the kind of training you need. That's what we need in this industry. And again, I'm not against anybody being a trainer, but if you're going to train, then you need to get down and dirty in it and learn what you need to learn so you can be most effective to people across all realms, genres, and state guidelines and stuff. And then that way, those people will have the most opportunity to be successful, rather than trying to implement something that's for an escrow state when they're an attorney state. I mean, these are just common sense things, people. You know, you wouldn't even want your kid trained that way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with assess, but what are you trying to assess me in? Wow, that was a long talk. Just running off at the mouth and everything, y'all. So yeah, I gotta do this other house inspection real quick. You know, so that's why I was talking what I was saying before I went on that little tirade about elitist advice. There's a lot of advice out there that was really centered around us being real uppity about what orders we take. And see, when people sit here and brag about being a hustler and being a grinder, them corner boys, them kingpin, they was selling everything. $2, $10, whatever. They was out there selling, you know, dime bags, this bag, all of that kind of stuff. They was selling, they made sure that they could supply anybody based off of their economic situation. And they adjusted their product accordingly. Are you adjusting your product accordingly? I got 2 orders this weekend, this Friday and Saturday, both 75 a piece. Look, right now I'm just going to take whatever can to keep the money flowing. Keep the money flowing. Again, this month seems really, really slow to me, but I'm at 2,300 for the first 15 days, a little more than 23 now, with this next order that I just picked up. So I'm over 2,300, probably closer to 24, and I got 24 closings under my belt. We'll have as of tomorrow, tomorrow and Friday. But I only had 20 the first 15 days of the month last month and made $19.95. You know, so last month seemed like it was just busy, but when I looked at it, it was only busy in the last half of the month. We did 30 in 15 days, 20 the first 15 days. So I'm hoping I get the same thing this go around and all of that. And I don't know why I'm not hearing these notifications. Man, what is going on? Okay, why does still keep, I don't know what's going on. I'm missing all these. Oh, no, I wasn't going to do that anyway. No, there was a house inspection way out in the boonies. I just came from the boonies. You know, so y'all got to stand strong. Start using your brain. Start thinking. Start holding people accountable. Start holding yourself accountable on what you're going to do in this business. Yeah, something's going on with my phone because I've been getting these notifications way late. All right, that's a huge problem. Okay, and hold on one second, y'all. I'm just clearing out some of those notifications. So, I mean, have y'all started looking, you know, outside of just saying, okay, I'm gonna just try to do general? Have y'all really thought about and come up with a plan of attack for the next 5 months, 6 months? Looking at, you know, seeing that the industry is changing. Have y'all come up with any ideas of what you can do or what you're willing to do? You know, that's the key thing. You know, people say, hey, you can do this and you can do that, but the question is, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to do such and such to get where you got to go? I mean, you're trying to make this money, still set that financial goal. And see, that's another issue, is that a lot of people have never really truly set a monthly goal for what they're trying to bring in. When you don't have a goal of, I want $1,000 a week, $8,000 a month, or any of that, you're just sort of shooting from the hip and hoping that something, you know, sticks. But when you really set a goal and you start getting orders coming in, you're like, how does that help me toward my goal? But when you don't have a goal and an order comes in, you can't really measure it to say, it does or does not help me toward my goal. How can you say that something does or does not help you toward your goal when you don't have a goal? That's the thing. So from day one, I've been operating off of a monthly goal that I have for my business, and every order I see, I'm like, okay, yep, that's gonna help me. That's gonna help me. And when I look at the numbers, I say, okay, well, yeah, that's only $75, but if I can get 4 or 5 of those, it's going to help me this way, that way, or the other. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at stuff. And then there's times where, man, okay, I can't take this goal, this order. Let's say there's an order for 150 that for whatever reason I just can't do. Then I already know that anything else that comes in, I gotta knock it out. So if I get an order for 100 and then I see one for 75 or 85, I take those two. In my opinion, that helped me make up what I could have done on that one order. But it's all centered around goals. If you don't have goals, if you're unwilling to develop goals, then how can you stay motivated to do this? That's the thing. So when I look at my goals for my 15-day goal of each month of $4,000, but yet I see that I'm below that, then I'm like, okay, what's my next goal? My overall monthly goal is 6. How close can I get in the next 15 days from the 16th through the end of the month toward that? And then I just go out there and I just snatch up any and everything that comes across my path. And so far, I've been doing all right. I've literally been doing all right. And I haven't hit my $6,000 a month goal none this year through the notary, but through the other work that I'm doing, I've made it. So have I hit $6,000 each month this year? Yes. Hey, what's going on, Q? But I had to do it a different way and adjust my aim and my focus, but I still accomplished it. That's what, see, when you have the goals, I'm telling you, them goals will keep you motivated. Those goals, and then the systems and the processes to accomplish the goals will keep you going when things aren't right, because you're like, okay, well, here's my plan, here's my goal, here's my system, and okay, things are shifted, no problem. How can I shift? When you don't have a system in place, you can't adjust a no system. A non-existent system cannot be adjusted for what you're trying to do. I do electronic 9-eyes, I for N3 Notary, I do the paper I-9, all of that, revise my website. Yeah, see, all of this is, so she has a system in place that made the necessary adjustments to what was going on, rather than complaining about what somebody else is doing in their business, rather than complaining about how such and such is affecting you. Don't let them affect you. Look, just because your friend's marriage failed, you like, that's them. That's them. Just because somebody else's kid is acting up, you don't subscribe that to yourself. You recognize what happened, but you don't say because everybody else in the neighborhood couldn't pay their mortgage and lost their job, when they lost their job, that's gonna be y'all. No, you say, well, you know what, baby, we're gonna do something. We together here, we're gonna make it happen. And that's what me and my wife did. While everybody else was struggling, we was like, you know what, we're gonna do what we gotta do. That's why we used to deliver phone books, that's why we used to do bake sales, all that kind of stuff. We did what we had to do, and we survived, and we stuck together. And that's why it's so easy now for me to deal with all of these changes in the mortgage industry, because I dealt with so much more before this came. I mean, to me, this is a very secure industry because the money is still there. You just got to put yourself in a position to get it. Say, I've watched numerous videos and how yeah, hit me up. It's like, right. You know, correct, Shelley. So you can do this. You got to believe in yourself. That's the number one thing that I really want y'all to do. I really want y'all to believe in yourself. Yes, you can listen to folk, you can hear what they're saying, but you really need to believe in yourself. It's happening all over. More money, less. Right. You need to believe in yourself and know that there's always going to be somebody who is willing to pay to get their house refinanced, buy a house, sell a house. There's going to always be opportunity. And what you want is for people, when they see your name come across that screen as somebody who said, yes, I'm available, they say, you know what, we can depend on that person. We can depend on them. We're going to use them. And that's what it's all about. That's what you have to do. But if you're unwilling to do that, if it's all about flossing, you know, and you came in with the wrong mindset, the wrong perspective, and when things shift, you're going to be left in the dust. And everybody else who built the relationships, who learned their notary laws, who stood on what was right for how to conduct the business, they're the ones that's gonna shine, and you're gonna be like, what happened? What happened? And you were sitting up here worrying about, you know, all the stuff that you could buy, flexing, hopping in everybody's, you know, Facebook group, putting people down. You know what I'm saying? That's where the problem comes in at. That is truly where the problem comes in at. And that is not something that we need to be doing, you know. So that's why I said that advice out there sometimes was a little bit on the uppity, you know, sedity side, you know, making people think that, you know, they better than this, that, and the other, because I'm gonna get my $300 signings and stuff. And they was only getting 1 or 2 a month, but putting out 5 times that in all this training and meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. And now they're trying to, you know, hang around with us common folks. Thank you, lady. You know, but this is part of business, not just the notary business, with any business. These things drop and come up. How do you handle it? Life is like that. You know, how do you handle the ups and downs in your own life? You know what I'm saying? How do you handle those things that you come across, all these different ups and downs that you're faced with your husband, your wife, your children, your job, in-laws, all of that. You got all these different things that come up. Let's see, go this way. I'll take the long route. You know what I'm saying? And many of you have adjusted. So that's why I did that video. Go back and look at that video I got about not being scared. You know what I'm saying? About, hey, you know, who made you scared in this business? If everything you do, you got to, you know, anything you do is going to put you in jail, then why even do this business? Why? You know, so I think, I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, who got you scared? You know, who made you scared to conduct this business and all of that? You got people sitting up here talking all kind of smack and telling you to get in the business, and then next thing you know, they telling you, okay, you just gonna run into the back of folk, huh? You know, they telling you all this stuff, and the next thing you know, they're telling you how you're gonna be going to jail. I'm like, then why am I even in this business? If 99% of what I do is gonna put me in jail, why am I in the business? You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make sense. And they're like, well, if you take my training, it'll help you from being scared. If you do this, if you pay me some more money, paying more money doesn't stop no one from being scared. You can't pay enough money to stop anybody. Meaning, you're afraid to get robbed. You think somebody coming at you, and you can go spend all the money to have the security and whatever weapons to protect yourself. And guess what? You're still gonna be sitting there scared. Because if the threat that you believe that's trying to get you is still out there, you're gonna always scared, no matter how much money you spent on trying to protect yourself from that. You're gonna always have a concern. You're gonna always be aware. You're gonna always be looking over your shoulder. So money doesn't stop it. What stops the fear is when you go and address the fear, you deal with the fear, and you recognize what the source of the fear is, and you go and like, okay, let me stop this right now and face it and conquer it, and then you can move forward. Because now it's not your weapons, it's not your security guards, it's none of that gives you the confidence that you can stand up against that threat. It's the fact that you know that you can defeat it. When you don't think you can defeat something, you're going to always be afraid of it. If you don't know that you can defeat something, you're going to always be afraid of it. So how do you stop being afraid of a loan closing, of any kind of notarial work? By going out there and defeating that, by getting the right knowledge in your mind, getting the confidence, so that when you see that notarial acknowledgement, you'll know what to do. You'll know how to handle it. That's what you're supposed to do. Google My Business doesn't stop you from being scared. It don't do anything. Fancy business cards and magnets on the side of your car don't stop you from being scared. Not one bit. But you going out there doing closings and facing the stress that can come from late docs, name spelled wrong and all of that. That when you go through and you handle that right there is what does it for you. That is what gives you the confidence, and it stops you from being scared. That's why I said stop trying to spend money on every little thing, thinking the more money you spend on this training, on this mentor, on this, that, the other, you'll be fine. That's why I tell people my mentorship starts with watching my videos. That's where it starts at, because it's the words that will give you the confidence and encouragement, not the amount of money that you're going to spend. That doesn't give you confidence, but the words give you confidence. Why people go to church? Why people listen to motivational speakers? To get that confidence that, okay, I can do this, to spark something in their heart and in their mind. I ain't worried about trying to get money from any and everybody to just encourage you. I don't need a dime. If I make some money, cool. But y'all done spent so much money on everybody else. I just think it would be disingenuous for me to sit here and be like, all right, y'all gonna have to drop some dollars on me to hear what I got to say. What I got to say, I think other people should have been saying, but they haven't. They straight up haven't. So I'm gonna give it to you for free, and hopefully you'll be able to walk in it and make this bad boy happen for yourself. And throughout the process, I will be here to help you out. Got to put on my jacket. Got this, ouch, quick inspection and all that. Don't want people to think that I'm doing nothing. Especially they got these kids out here. And nowadays, people with these kids, I just don't want nobody thinking that I'm doing something wrong. So, there we go. Got my camera on and all of that. So somebody just made a comment. Yeah. What's going on, Erica? And yeah, Erica, I'm signed up to do the interior inspections. Yeah, I saw your text. I'm signed up to do the interior inspection. Yeah. I mean, this is what we need. We're a community. I get everybody wants to get paid. But my thing is, are people worried so much about getting paid to the point that they're not going to do loan closings? Because if that's your goal as a person who's doing notary work, okay, got it. Why don't you tell everybody that? All right, perfect. Y'all hold on one brief moment. I just got to hop out and do this house inspection. Hope that's the right house, because that GPS be jacking me up sometime. Yep, that's the right one. So that's the goal. This ain't gonna take me but a minute. Somebody time me so it's not even gonna take that long. Tap on that. It's a townhouse. Oh man, can I do that signing tomorrow morning? Shoot. The question is, what is in the morning? What is in the morning? Oh man, I can't do it because I can't do this one. I can't do this one. Shoot, I can't do it. I don't want to take a chance because I got a 9 o'clock already, and I think that's going to mess me up. So I don't want to take a chance and stuff. All right, so it's a townhouse, and they got no for sale sign, no garage, and what else? So it was sunshine on SnapDocs in Chesapeake. Eric, it was sunshine on SnapDocs in Chesapeake. Yeah, it was for 90, and it just said in the morning, but I got a 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock thing, and I was like, after the 11 o'clock, there's no more morning. Well, the only other morning thing I could do would be like at 7 in the morning, but it didn't really say that they want to do something that early, which I just did a 7 o'clock in the morning one a couple of days ago. All right, so I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Ugh. All right, let's see. All right. All right. I ain't never been back here. This must be Erica's stomping ground. This must be your old stomping ground, girl. 'Cause I ain't never been back here. But yeah, so yeah. It's true. As soon as I do one of my house inspections, and everybody just start peeling off and everything. But about 1 minute, yeah, it don't take that long to do these here. And see, that's what I'm saying. When I was sharing with people to do this here and stuff, people would call me up, and some people was, I mean, not everybody, but some people were sort of fussing at me like, I ain't doing that. And ain't gonna lie, most of the young ladies was calling me up, sort of fussing about me suggesting that they do the inspections and everything. I'm over here off of what's this here? Blackstone Trail and Lynn Haven Parkway, Erica. Yeah, I didn't even know this spot back here called Magic Hollow. Yeah, and you go all the way in the back of it's a little cut back there. Yeah, it's a cut, all right. Ain't gonna lie to you. That's right, FedEx is right down here. I can go to this FedEx and drop my documents off. Woo. So these are the only documents I got to drop off today and all that. So I got my 2 house inspections done, did my 1 signing, and I'm trying to think of something else I'm supposed to be doing today and all of that. So yeah, I'm right over here where the walking distance from the Chick-fil-A off of Lynn Haven, by the mall and stuff. But yeah, people, that's what it's all about. I'm trying to give y'all game. And this is free. I mean, maybe if I was charging people for it, maybe if I was sitting here saying, hit my Cash App and all of that, and I don't do that. I mean, yeah, I'm monetized on YouTube, and I could be sitting here saying, hit, Cash App me and do the super chats. I believe everybody should operate in free will. You have the freedom to give or not to give into another person's life. And it is not my position that I should be demanding people do that. That's your choice. And that's just me. Now, I understand, for people who are using this as their main line of revenue, then yeah, they're going to ask for me because this here is it, and I get that and I respect that. And if this was ever YouTube was ever to be my sole source of financial substance, then I probably would do things and be and sort of try to guide and direct people to drop some more coins and all of that kind of stuff and be like, okay, yeah, here's my Cash App and this, that, or the other. But that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I rather depend on myself than try to depend on the 12,000 plus members that I have. They're like, okay, if I can get $1, I mean, that's how people look at it. If I can get $1 from every single member, man, I ain't got to do no signings. I got almost 13,000 members, and if everybody gave me $1 a month, I'd be set. I would be set. But I'm the type that you know what? I need to work and I need to earn my own keep. I need to get out here, partner with people, help other people learn ways they can bring money in for themselves and all of that, and do what I got to do. Because one month y'all could drop $1 each, and then the next month y'all could be like, man, we ain't paying that sucker nothing. And I don't want that to be the basis of my financial existence. That's my concern. I don't want that to be the basis of my financial existence. I understand that's other people, and I applaud them, and I'm like, hey, more power to you. But that's just not me. Now I can trust them. Let me see here. I don't feel like getting out the car, because if I get out the car, then a bunch of people gonna drop off the live. Every time I do that, I get off and then everybody leave. So I am just reaching out to the FedEx drop box to put the package in, because I'm right here at the FedEx shipping center, so I know ain't nothing happening. Plus they look like they got a little bit of a line in there. All right, it slid down. All right, pickup time is 7 o'clock. I am good to go. So no more nothing for the, see, look at it, it done dropped down to 28 just because I said I was gonna hop out. Boy, people be tripping. I'm serious. I noticed that even on Instagram, if I say I'm hopping out the car for say hold on, about 5 or 6 people just be bouncing. They like, I ain't waiting for him, he be taking too long. That's what I'm saying. I don't do the lives and stuff like everybody else who just sit there in the camera the whole 3 hours and don't move like the lead attorney. I am not the lead attorney. I get up, I move around, I shake my leg and all that good stuff and everything. And I got to figure out, I just found out that I can do StreamYard for my phone. I guess you could do it all the time, so I need to figure that out and test that out and everything, so I can have y'all hop on and ask questions, even though y'all really don't hop on and ask questions, but would like that and everything. But you know, we got a good thing going, people. We got a good thing, you know. And my philosophy, what I had to learn the hard way was, if you can legitimately sign up for something, go ahead on and sign up for it, even if you may not be able to do it right away. But if what you sign up for is a legit stream of income that you can do to bring you in revenue, go ahead on and sign up for it now. And hold on, did I hit the button? Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. Go ahead on and sign up for it, so that if things change, you can activate it instantly. And that's what I learned from listening to true millionaires and billionaires, that they set things up for themselves to where if they needed to activate something as a stream of income, they could. So sometimes they was a part of something or signed up for something, invested into something that they may be able to, like, okay, well, you know what, I can sell this at any point in time. Oh, the wife just posted something. Yeah, she just did a video on locks, okay, on sharpen your skills. So you look up sharpen your skills, skills spelled with a Z, on her YouTube channel. She just posted something up about locks and everything. She doing her videos Oh, she doing a premiere. Oh, okay, man, my bad. You know what? I think I might just swing by and see the wife. I think I'm gonna see the missus. I ain't, not that I ain't seen her in days. I ain't been able to swing by there in a couple of days and stuff. But I learned from mistakes that I made. Like the biggest mistake that I made financially, back when gold was like $200 an ounce, 300, somewhere like that. I had an idea to buy gold, to borrow $10,000 and buy gold. And nobody believed in me when I was saying gold is going to go up. I was listening to all of the people out there, and I ended up listening to all of the people around me. So all of the experts who understood the market, and I understood what they were saying, and I saw what they were saying, and I let the people who I was closest to talk me out of it. Y'all wouldn't even know me right now had I done that, because I would be so set. If I would have bought that, I would have spent $10,000 worth of gold at $200 an ounce, and then gold went up like it did to over $2,000. Come on now. Y'all wouldn't even know me. So I wouldn't even thought about doing notary stuff. Even though I wanted to be a notary, it wouldn't have been that pressing to me, because I would have been really set financially, because then that would have opened the door for me to do some other investment ideas and things of that nature. Just like another mistake I made when the market crashed a couple of years ago, Ford, their stock price, I think it dropped down to like 50 cents. I mean, it was real low, either $2 or 50 cents, somewhere like that. Or I might have saw it at 250, but it had dropped real low. And I didn't buy the stock. Had I bought the stock then, I would be even more set, because the price shot up about 3 or 4 years later. But I wasn't paying. Again, listening to the wrong advice. So that's why I'm telling y'all, I learned. You go out there and do the studying yourself. Once you do the studying, if you're talking to somebody who does not have any knowledge in that area, you're really talking to swines. You like the scripture say, you're throwing your cash and your pearls before the swines, because they don't have any knowledge of that. They don't understand what good grass is versus bad grass. They just do whatever they can to survive. And I'm not trying to call people names or anything, but it's just a mentality. So I mean, I actually had a meeting with some guys where we sat down and talked about it, and I explained it to them and showed them the numbers, and they agreed that it was a good idea, but then they was like, nah, I don't want to do it. And I let that influence me in the wrong direction, and I wish I would have bought that gold back then. But it's okay. I survived. I made some other financial decisions that has turned out very, very well for me, and I'm continuing to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I even one time when I learned about Bitcoin, I bought a bunch of Bitcoin. It netted me a nice little profit. Not hundreds and thousands of dollars, but I think about maybe $2,000. And I was like, cool. Now Bitcoin is a little all over the place. And I bought some stocks. Things are down right now, but I'm going to hold on to them. And I'm going to ride it out. I'm going to ride it out. No matter what, I'm going to ride it out. Even though the stock is down from what I purchased it, I'm going to ride it out. And I'm going to keep looking for other opportunities to invest out there, other companies and things of that nature. So this is what I'm saying is, I learned the hard way that sometimes you may have to buy something, and then all of a sudden the price goes up on it, and you just hold it. And then when you need the money, you're like, hey, I need money. Just like I learned about whole life insurance. And I've shared this with y'all. I went and got whole life insurance, let the cash value accumulate, and then when something came up and I needed money, I was able to take money off of that life insurance policy to get cars fixed, to buy stuff, to start my notary business, to help my wife start her cosmetology school and all of that. My business and her business really got going because of the money that we use off of our whole life insurance policy. So I learned that sometimes you sign up for stuff, you get involved in things that you can clearly see will net you, or that you can turn on and activate to make you additional revenue, even if you can't do it now, just having yourself in the mix. Okay, so not now, whatever you're in the mix of has to be able to produce you money. That's something you can turn on. Just going to meetings and conferences and social media groups and stuff does not necessarily turn into money. Maybe they do put some information out there that can help you, but in and of itself, it may not. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, that whole life insurance, that's what they talk about. They use the term family bank. I didn't know I had already set that up before then. I was already doing it, and I didn't even know that's what I was doing. So that's what I'm saying. You can be a part of anything. You can hang in and hang around stuff. But whatever it is you hanging in and hanging around, it does have to produce, or have the ability to produce, some type of revenue for you at a moment's notice. That, okay, I signed up and I can start doing this. So that's where the option comes in. Don't look down on any and everything just because it may not net you a high dollar amount. Well, I ain't doing no house inspection because that's just $20 and I got to do all that riding around. Okay, them $20 are going to come in handy when you ain't making no money with the loan closings. You get what I'm saying? So now you didn't sign up to do the house inspections. Now the loan closings are shifted and not popping like they were. Now all of a sudden you want to run and be a house inspector and do this, or field inspector and do the other stuff. And then they like, nah, we don't need anybody. We full. And now you're kicking yourself because you didn't take advantage of the opportunity when you clearly had a chance, because you talked yourself out of there because of an elitist mindset of, well, that's beneath me. Is it? Because when things hit bottom, is it beneath you then? What makes it not beneath you when you're going through a depressed state versus when you're not in a depressed state, it's not beneath you? Look, you rode around in that little junker car for however long until you got a new car. And that always amazed me. When people riding around in a car that's barely making it, they don't put all of those, God bless my car, look at what the Lord did for me. They don't put that on the junker, because that's the one that the Lord's hand is really on. They wait till they get a Mercedes that don't even really need a whole lot of maintenance, or this, that, and the other, and they like, look at the Lord, what he got me in. Nah, you need to be thankful for when you sitting there and you got a daggone 6-cylinder and only three of the cylinders work, and you on 2 donuts on your car and everything. That's what you need to be putting a license plate on the back of your car, talking about how blessed you are and how the Lord done looked out for you and everything, and how you just been anointed and touched it and all of that. Put that on that car. On that car that ain't got no AC, that got daggone 5 different color doors on it, and it's a 4-door, and in the car, but it's 5, but it got one of the doors got 2 different colors. That's when you put how blessed you are. And that's why they call them vanity tags. So when you get something that you can be vain about, come on, people, y'all know what I'm talking. You know I'm talking. Yeah, I used to be a preacher. I ain't like this kind of preaching in the church either. But I'm just saying, I see people all the time, and it's always our people, highly blessed from the Lord. But wait a minute, 3 weeks ago, I saw you in a car that you were sitting up there with your feet on the ground, stopping the car. And now all of a sudden you got, okay, so now you blessed. And how long did you have that other car? Remember how we would see people buying them Jaguars back in the day, and every time you turn around, the Jaguar was broke down on the side of the road. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm just running my mouth right now on my way home. The one car that I wish that they did not have made, that they would just stop making, is Cadillacs. Because I'm gonna just be real with you. And this is just across the board, no matter what the race of the person is. When people get a Cadillac, they act like they can't drive no more than 15 miles below the speed limit. So if the speed limit is 15 through a neighborhood, they drive in negative 15. And I'm sitting here, everybody in a Cadillac, all of a sudden, they got to turn the car ultra slow. I'm like, really? But I just saw you in a daggone Hyundai hitting the daggone curve on 2 wheels, and now you get a Cadillac and you can't drive it too aggressively. I'm serious. I'm sitting there like, man, yeah, I mean, caddies, I love them, but when you get people in there, they act like, I mean, the Cadillac just changes people. I don't know what it is, but you put a person in a caddy, whoo, man, they hold, the whole way they drive just changes. I mean, I've seen young people, old people, men, women, black, white, Asian, I don't care. You throw a human being in a Cadillac, they sit there with both hands, feet, and knees on the steering wheel. They don't look to the left or to the right. They don't care. And they drive in 15 miles below the speed limit. They don't care. No, they don't care. And you sitting here like, what's going on? And then the worst part is, some of the people, they're in the Cadillac. Which way you want to go, Doc? Which way you want to go? Just ambulance. And then what's, okay, and then what's even worse, I see people there in the Cadillac, and then you know, they're going to drive slow, and then you go past them. You go ahead on the drive past them. Matter of fact, you don't even get in front of them. Here's a Cadillac, you back here, you say, you know what, I'm gonna just go on this side and just keep going. I've seen people in the Cadillac run me down and get back in front of me. They don't like the fact that I'm driving past them. And I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? But if I hang back, oh, they just drive slow, let me pass them. Man, them folk be tripping. That's just my observation. But we are blessed no matter what we have. Show how blessed you are, and pump that when you taking $65 order, $85 order. Not just when you are making $150 orders or $200 orders. I'm blessed because I have the ability to even just do this business. That's the way I look at it. Not the dollar amount don't mean that I'm blessed. My ability, me having the faculties and the ability to even do this business, is what defines how blessed I am. That's it right there. Look, I was heartbroken today when I went and did my house inspection. Whew. The people, it was a big mama. She was out there, and the lady's wheelchair bound, and she was out there because they don't have any air conditioning in that place. No air conditioning, and she was just sitting out in the sun like that, just sleep in the sun. And I'm like, man, I ain't seen somebody do that in decades. And this is older. I'm talking about she's at least 80 years old. And it's cooler for her to sit out there in the sun than to be in the house. That just messed me up. I'm like, man, you know, and I wish I could do something. This is where, I mean, if I had the money, I'm like, okay, you know, for the real estate investing, I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to buy this place. And it was a fourplex, single level, you know, one story, fourplex. And all it was a living room, kitchen, a bathroom, and a bedroom. I don't know how much they charging those people for rent. And I was like, and the place was in bad condition, very, very bad condition. And the people was calling me thinking that I was the maintenance guy. They was like, hey, we don't have any this, we don't have any that. I was like, I'm not the maintenance guy. Well, yeah, we talked to them, but they ain't doing nothing. So I'm not saying that the people are, you know, slumlord, but I'm just saying the people weren't happy with what they was getting. And I was like, why there's plastic on these windows and not, oh, these windows are real drafty? And I'm like, okay, y'all gonna fix this place up? I mean, I don't know the guy, and it, and for the four individual units, they only had 2 water heaters, if my memory serves me correctly. 2 water heaters for 4 units. Now, I'm sure the people not using that much hot water, but you know, so no AC, baseboard heat, and you got a shared water heater system, shower with no shower curtains. I'm like, and people sitting up here fussing about a $65 order. We are blessed people. I'm sorry. I don't know about y'all, but we blessed. You know, I'm about to go to my house. They got AC, all of that. I don't take any of that for granted. And if you have a grateful heart and mindset, I'm just saying. That's why I don't be worrying about trying to, you know, find a way to convince people to be, you know, sending me money and all of that. I want y'all to invest your money in you, into what you got going on for your life. That's where it's at, because that's what you got into this business for and everything. You know, I'm gonna do everything I can to make mine. If somebody blesses me, I receive it, just like I bless people with stuff. But free will, people, you know, let it be somebody's free will, you know, and everything, you know, and all of that. So I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I'm about to roll on in the house and everything, check on Pops and all of that good stuff and everything on my yard to get them out of there. But I appreciate y'all. Friday, this upcoming Friday, and again, put my disclaimer: if anybody's hanging in here at this 1 hour and 23-minute point, look, I'm not trying to stop people from making money, but let's be real. Some folk done got screwed over. People done overspent. People done got taken, and they don't have anything to show for it. And I just know how it felt when I tried to get into some things, and it cost us some money, and it really messed my credit up. And I remember that, and I said, I don't ever want to go through that again. I don't ever want to disappoint her like that again, and I don't ever want to put another person in a position to disappoint the loved one. Business, and you're going to be a trainer or a mentor. In my opinion, you need to have the mindset that whoever is paying me for information to move them into a better space in their life, it cannot put that person in a embarrassing situation where they will be embarrassed, or it will cause tension and stress between them and their loved one. Even if it's a single parent, even if it's a single person and their extended family, or their, you know, mother, father, cousins, you don't want people being embarrassed about a business endeavor. That's why I'm very, very meticulous about how I do things, because I don't want anything that I say to cause you pain and discomfort emotionally, spiritually, or financially. And even if I don't, you look, I see all these people with all of this going on. The 500 or 600 people that look at my videos, I'm happy with that, because I know that you got some good information. And then when I hear the testimonies of people, I change my profile, and now I'm starting to get orders. That makes me happy. That makes me happy to hear that you made an adjustment, and it's 100% beneficial for you. You took that and it opened the door for other stuff for you. Just stepping out on faith. Just step out. I wouldn't be here today had I not just stepped out on faith. I had no idea that I could be this dude, and I am glad that I did it. But it hurts my heart to the core that so many of you want to be great in this business, and the information that you're getting is constantly trying to redirect you elsewhere. And none of the stuff that they're telling you, in my opinion, is sound business advice. It is not. It's not sound business advice. It's not advice that anybody from Robert Kiyosaki, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs when he was alive, Eric Thomas, none of these people would follow the advice. I mean, somebody like Eric Thomas, I wish he could have the time to really evaluate what is being said and done in this notary business. All of the stuff that people are saying, all of the training and mentoring and all of that, I wish somebody like Eric Thomas and his team could do a deep evaluation of all of the stuff that's being going on in this industry, and evaluate the training and stuff that people are teaching, and then compare that to what we're supposed to be doing and what our role really is, and really back and give us a synopsis and say, here's where it's right, here's where it's wrong. Until something like that happens, people gonna keep thinking that, oh, now I'm gonna just go ahead and drop another $600, bam. I'm gonna drop another $500, bam. I'm gonna do this, bam. And there's some good information out here, but there's some very, very bad information. And a lot of it is not conducive to good business growth. It is not. And I wish we could get an independent group to just evaluate what's going on, and then let people know this is really where your focus needs to be. And maybe that will change some things for the better, because everybody individually thinks that their cup of tea is the best tea in the land, and it's just orange pico. It's not even good old matcha green tea. So don't worry about the sketching, Shelly. Look, the sketching is not hard. And don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I do have to sit down and do some more videos on the sketching to show people you're not sketching the interior. You're just doing the outer perimeter. Don't assume that don't think that you're hearing something that you need to do with the sketching that you're not. Just look at my videos, follow through, and I'm telling you, you'll be fine, because other people have done that. They listened to my videos and they got the sketching done. Don't overthink it. It's not about you being a Picasso and all of that. It's just they need a rough idea of what the outer perimeter and the house structure is, so where all of the rooms are, this, that, and the other. That's it. Just go back and look at my videos and you'll be fine. Hit me up if you got any questions. I know somebody, I don't know if it was you, Shelly, but somebody hit me up and was saying they were struggling with the sketching, so I got to get back with them and see what I can do to help them. All right. Well, I told them to call me, so I'm waiting to hear from them. Yeah, I told them to give me a call, so hopefully they'll call me and then I'll be able to help them. But other than that, people, I appreciate you. Been out here hour 30 minutes running my mouth and all that good stuff. Y'all have a good one. I try to do the best I can. Captivated Notary. And yeah, and also lastly, for the men folk, I'm going to be on May 7th. That's what it is, me and Q, because he's launching his business, Captivating Notary, on May 7th. And I'm going to be doing a men's get together on May 7th. Also, that's my birthday. Me and his birthday, actually. We're both born on May 7th. So, I'm gonna be doing a little something for the men and everything, and all of that. So, yeah, it's me and we get together, chop it up. There's no women bashing, none of that kind of stuff. So, ladies, y'all don't have to be trying to sneak in and all of that and see what the fellas talking about. And I'm not sharing anything super special that y'all don't, that y'all like, oh, he telling them the secret sauce to being successful in the business and not telling us. It ain't nothing like that, people. Okay, just like the ladies like to get together, chop it up. That's what the fellas gonna do. Okay, and that's all. That's all we doing. All right. So y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all. See y'all on Friday, unless something pops up and I do another video again and everything. But I'll see y'all on Friday. If everything works out, Samantha Smith should be there on Friday at 2 o'clock for Fritter Friday, and as a special guest, and all that good stuff. And she'll be able to answer some questions for people in Georgia and other notary stuff and all of that. So I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.